All right, we're back live at ringside now, and our time capsule is over. David Izon getting off the floor to beat Darryl Wilson in a stunning knockout. But coming up, our main event for the PABA Heavyweight Championship. Champion Oleg Maskaev, 15-2, 10 big knockouts. Jazzy Jeff Wooden, the challenger, 18-7, 11 wins by way of knockout. And of course tonight, Heavyweight Explosion is being brought to you by the Coeur d'Alene Casino in Worley, Idaho. All right. Crowd anticipating the big title fight here tonight. Oleg Maskaev, 15-2, 10 wins by way of knockout. There's Jazzy Jeff Wooden. He came in tonight 18-7, 11 wins by way of KO. His last two fights split a pair of decisions, with Derek Banks winning the first one back in July, losing the second one in October. Those were two fights, Kevin, could have gone either way for both fighters. One of those heartbreak situations. Oleg Maskaev over here on the other side of the coin, 15-2, 10 wins by way of knockout. Both of his losses came by way of stoppage. He had that quick flash knockout loss to Oliver McCall way back in 1996, and then got stopped by David Tua while he was ahead on the cards in the 11th round. Nevertheless, we're going to see what both fighters bring to the table tonight. There's a lot going on in the heavyweight division, and our ring announcer, Chuck Matheson, is going to give us the official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, our main event of the evening features 12 rounds of boxing for the Pan-Asian Boxing Association Heavyweight Championship. When the bell rings, referee Jerry Armstrong will be in charge of the action. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red and white trunks, weighing in at 210 pounds. His professional record, 18 wins and 7 losses, 11 of those wins by way of knockout. From Fort Bragg, North Carolina, Jazzy Jeff Wooden. Across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, he's wearing the black trunks and weighs in at 222 pounds. His professional record, 15 wins, 2 losses. 10 of those wins are by way of knockout. Currently ranked number 5 by the WBA from Zambul, Kazakhstan, Oleg Maskaev.
Here we go. Okay, you guys got your instructions this afternoon. All I ask is you to obey my commands, okay? This is the tummy. Wait this second. It's the tummy right here, guys, so, okay? Any questions? Shake hands.
All right, our tail of the tape tonight, Jeff Wooden 210 to Maskaev's 212. That's that weight advantage we alluded to earlier in the fight. Height advantage for Maskaev. Reach very similar. Wooden coming in at 34 years of age, and Maskaev a couple of months shy of 30. Both fighters, interestingly enough, Kevin, near their lightest weights of their pro career. Specifically, Oleg Maskaev at 222 is the lightest he's ever been since a professional.
Well, I tell you, it can help as far as speed. It can help as far as getting off first and quick. Maskaev has come along very well since the losses. It's how you come back, you know, and that's what he's trying to do right now, come back from the losses.
Wooden dropping down to 210, back to the weight around where he fought David Tua. He had ballooned up to 222 in both of his fights with Derek Banks.
Well, pretty much in the early part of his career, he was a lot heavier. And you can see he got in better shape as he learned how to do this. As you learn to box and you learn to become a better fighter, you learn to lose weight better. You learn that your maximum, what your best weight is and what your worst weight is.
Right.
And that's what happened with Wooden. Wooden realized that he was much better when he was lighter than when he was heavier.
Well, watch Wooden, the southpaw, trying to get off, you know, and make no mistake, I've been involved in periods of time in Wooden's career trying to guide him as well earlier on. And Woody looking a little dry to me. I wonder if he warmed up properly before this fight in the dressing room, and it's a flash left-right combination sends Wooden down to the seat of his pants.
Well, it's the big punch they always tell you to hit a lefty with. A straight right hand down the pipe and come back with a left hook. Maskaev didn't get time to land a left hook, but he did land a right hand, and that's what put Wooden down.
Wooden looks over at his trainer, Andrew Baker, and it looked to me like a flash knockdown. Wooden doesn't appear too hurt. Seemed to be off balance and totally caught. Maskaev, big finisher, though.
Well, it was a big straight right hand right down the pipe. And like I said, that's what lefties are susceptible for. Straight right hands, left hooks. That's what righties are told to throw.
Wooden only been stopped twice in his career, once by Everton Davis, the other time by Hasim Rockman. Seems to have his legs underneath him, though, Kevin.
Well, he's a veteran. He knows how to survive. He knows how to edge around until he get back to the corner, until he can get some instruction on how to take it to Maskaev.
Still plenty of time, though, left in this fight. Minute and 15 seconds to go in round number 1, and Wooden seems a little disconcerted here and doesn't want to lay on the ropes and just let Maskaev work on him. There's no standing 8 count in this fight. Jerry Armstrong taking a good hard look at what's going on. Wooden's legs seem to be very unsteady at this point. Under a minute to go in the fight. Armstrong separates the fighters. He's saying something over there to the corner.
Well, the one thing about
Maskaev, and I don't know what exactly he was saying to Maskaev's corner. Something about...
Probably they were yelling. You know, they don't allow that yelling out in the corner like that.
No, they don't have a rule like that up here in Idaho.
No?
No, there's not. There's no coaching problem rule. And it's that left-right combination continues to drill Wooden as he falls back against the ropes again.
Well, that's that combination I tell about, right hand, left hook. He's going to look for that all night. Maskaev's going to look for that all night. That's the punch that you most likely to land on against the lefty. Because lefties are awkward. They say unorthodox, but you're unorthodox.
Wooden getting a warning from referee Jerry Armstrong for low blows, and it might have been at a good time. Bought him a little bit of time here at the end of round number 1. Very good one for the champ, Maskaev.
Everything I said is true, right? Everything I said is true. Control your hands, pick your shots, and he covers up in the front, step to the side, and bomb the bomb. You understand?
Action from round number 1, and watch for this flash knockdown. There's a straight right hand lead, and that's the perfect picture thing you need. Kevin, you're a southpaw. You know what fighters try to do with you. You want to throw that right hand lead
and come back to the hook.
He dropped it in perfectly. Later on in the round, Wooden trying to get his legs back, staying underneath, but that right hand lead dropped him. Maskaev, you know, we asked him in the open, did he get ready for a southpaw? It looks like he's ready. Round number 2 is scheduled for 12. The PABA heavyweight title at stake. Number 5 ranked champion in the WBA, Oleg Maskaev, dropped Wooden with a beautiful right-hand lead in round number 1. Wooden didn't seem to get anything started later on in the round, and we alluded in our open asking Maskaev and how he felt about the southpaw style, and he said he had no trouble with it, and thus far there's no evidence that he does, Kevin.
Well, he doesn't. He knows. It's basically common sense in boxing, in the boxing knowledge. The way you fight a lefty through a right hand, left hook, and a lefty capitalize on you by utilizing his jab and coming back with a straight left hand. So Maskaev adjusted very well. Probably all those amateur fights he's had. He had an extensive amateur career. He fought a lot of lefties, I'm pretty sure, and it's no problem to adjust.
Wooden finally waking up there, dropping a left to the body followed by a left uppercut, got Maskaev's attention and slowed Maskaev down a little bit. And it's the first aggression we've seen from Wooden thus far in the fight. Certainly caught off guard, getting dropped to the seat of his pants in round number 1, and we got a minute gone by here in round number 2. That's Wooden in the red shorts with the white stripe, Maskaev in the solid black.
Well, the one thing about Wooden is he's been there with the best of them. He's been there with Melvin Forster, Frankie Swindell, Hasim Rockman, Tua, James Gansder. I mean, he's been in with everybody. He's been in with the guys that can punch. And he's facing, again, another good puncher. So right now he's just waiting around, waiting his time. He's utilizing his jab, but he's not. He's not taking advantage of the situation. So Maskaev is taking advantage of Wooden.
You think at this point, though, Maskaev is not jumping on Wooden, though, either, that he's doing a little head hunting, hoping to be able to duplicate that right-hand lead again?
Well, either do one or the other. Either he's taking his time trying to take it to Wooden because he knows there's an experience factor there, or he's just trying to knock him out with one punch. And I believe that he's taking his time. He's showing some ability. He's starting to box. He's doing the balls of his feet. He's dancing around a little bit. You see, he just caught him with a right hand. He's taking his time. He's putting his punches together. Maskaev is doing a very good boxing job, showing that he has boxing ability as well as punching ability.
And he's really picking Wooden apart right now. Wooden doesn't seem to be able to get anything going.
Well, right now, Wooden
has single jabs aren't going to do it for Wooden. He's got to double on that jab and get inside.
He's got to double on the jab to back up Maskaev and take away his power. Maskaev being a taller man, and having the inch reach, just 1 inch, is not much, but I tell you, he's making a lot out of it here with the jab.
And Wooden, known for swelling also at the weigh-in, gets dropped with not dropped yet, but hit with a left-right combination. Falls back against the ropes. Tries to tie up Maskaev.
Well, Maskaev's bread and butter punches that right hand. Right hand, he got to come back to the left hook. There he goes again. Right hand, left hook.
Only 15 seconds to go here in round number 2, and Wooden in trouble again near the end of round number 2. On very shaky legs, Maskaev working towards him. Wooden trying to hold on and survive the second round. This is scheduled for 12, another good round for the champ.
What did you got to hit the body? You got to get the body. Don't stay in front of him. Get the body and move. You got a jab on. You get the jab going and get that body inside, okay? Can we get it? We can get him in the later round. He get a little time now, baby. You start throwing them body chops, baby. He gonna fall by the wayside. You understand what I'm saying? Body chop up the middle. Body chop up the middle. End it with a hook. Put it up. End it with a hook, okay? Yeah, get a little vaccine.
Action from round number 2, and there's that big right over the top against Staggers Wooden right back, where he laid on the ropes and tried to get his composure back.
I tell you, being so dominant Maskaev that round, I had to do a 10-8.
Come on, baby.
Interesting. As we begin round number 3, Jerry Armstrong really always a stickler about making sure those corners are clean. As Maskaev's people working on that corner, get that water up. Buy some valuable time for Wooden, who was rocked again at the end of round number 2. Kevin, you made an interesting point between rounds. You actually scored that round 10-8 for Maskaev because he was so dominant. That's given him 2 10-8 rounds so far in the bank.
He was so dominant. I mean, Wooden was leading him in the fight. I mean, not even a lucky punch. He wobbled him in the second round. I mean, he's such in control right now. I mean, this fight is totally Maskaev's fight. Right now, Wooden has to capitalize on the mistakes that Maskaev made, and he's not doing that.
Wooden's corner between rounds, Coach Andrew Baker telling Wooden, you've got to go to the body. And Wooden doesn't seem to be able to get inside and do that. He can't do it with single jabs, and Wooden's down again from the punching power of Maskaev. This is about biggest demolition I've ever seen of Jeff Wooden in his entire pro career, which started back in 1994. Jerry Armstrong asking him to work towards him, hold the gloves up. He's going to, hey, that was a quick bum rush there by Maskaev, and Jerry Armstrong should have made him stay in the neutral corner. Nevertheless, minute 45 to go here in round number 3, and Wooden getting totally demolished by Oleg Maskaev. Needs to hold on right now. Jerry Armstrong looking very closely. He could jump in and stop this fight at any time, Kevin.
Right now, Wooden has to throw a punch and retaliate while the referee's going to stop this fight. And he's got to throw something back. He just did. That'll hold him off for a while, but now he's got to grab and clinch to try to make it throughout the round. It's over a minute left. Right now,
Armstrong does a hesitation. He's going to stop the fight. That's it. It's over. Jerry Armstrong jumps in, stops the fight midway through round number 3. Oleg Maskaev totally takes apart Jazzy Jeff Wooden. Wooden dropped for the second time in the fight early in round number 3, throwing nothing back, laying on the ropes. There is no standing 8 count under PABA and Idaho rules, and a very big and decisive win for Oleg Maskaev. He improves to 16-2. That's his 11th win by way of knockout, and it's interesting and very important to point out that he managed to do tonight to Jeff Wooden what Hasim Rahman couldn't do until round number 9, what Michael Grant couldn't do at all. Melvin Foster, who just recently beat Jade Scott, was knocked out by Wooden. This is a very interesting yardstick win, and we take a look at action from round number 3. Maskaev dropping Wooden for the second time in the fight. And this is the end. Wooden just laying on the ropes, not offering much back, taking a lot of big shots. As we mentioned, no standing 8 count in this situation. Out of your picture at this point, referee Jerry Armstrong looking very closely. Doesn't want Wooden to take a lot of unnecessary punishment. He jumps in at that point and calls a halt to the bout. Also important to point out, Wooden had gone the distance with David Tua over 10 rounds. Tua had stopped Maskaev, and now Maskaev comes back, stops Jeff Wooden in 3 rounds. The 3rd time in a career Wooden has been stopped. The other 2 stoppages coming by Everton Davis and Hasim Rahman. We're going to go up for the official time of the stoppage to our ring announcer, Chuck Matheson.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee stops the fight at 1 minute 41 seconds of round number 3. The winner, by way of technical knockout, Oleg Maskaev. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget we have
Oleg Maskaev improves to 16-2, 11 wins by way of knockout. We're going to get him down here and see what's in the future for him. Jazzy Jeff Wooden drops down to 18-8. Has to be a very disappointing loss for the Jazzster. But still, the PABA champion, Oleg Maskaev, trying to make his way down here. Spend a little time with Kevin and I, and we'll find out just what's in store for him. Again, the key thing to point out here, Kevin, is the fact that he did to Jeff Wooden what some major names in the heavyweight division couldn't do, in particular Michael Grant and David Tua. I think this is a big statement for Oleg Maskaev, and we're going to get from Kazakhstan. We've got Oleg with us right now. You know, Oleg, in our open this evening, I asked you how you felt about the southpaw style and the lefty. You said you had no problem with it. You showed that very early when you dropped the right-hand lead in.
You know, when I was amateur, you know, I had big experience, you know, worked with southpaw. That's why I said to my trainer, there's no problem. But I want to say thanks my guys who helped me to prepare for this fight. His name Ronnie can run, yeah.
That's it, lefty.
Thanks,
He
Dan.
gave him every lefty angle he could have.
Well, again, you look like you were terribly well prepared to fight a southpaw tonight. Very important also to point out what a yardstick this is. You fought a man tonight that had gone the distance with Tua and lost the split decision distance fight to Michael Grant, and you were able to stop him in the 3rd round. You have to be very impressed with your performance.
Because, you know, I like to fight with southpaw because, I watch my angle and I put his chin right to my right hand and I hit him.
Well,
very quickly.
Hang on, Kevin's a southpaw. You're not going to start hitting him, are you?
No, he's not that.
You know, it's a different story. No, I cannot say about that.
Well, I explained the one big thing that I explained was that he's going to throw a straight right hand, Maskaev, and a left hook to follow. And that's exactly what he threw against the lefty. That's exactly what landed.
All right, well, you've served, if you hadn't served notice before, you certainly served it again tonight to the heavyweight division by stopping somebody. Everybody talks about Michael Grant. They talk about David Tua. They have to be talking about Maskaev, who now stopped Wooden in 3 rounds, something they couldn't do. What's next?
What next? I would like to fight with Galada, Andrew Galada, and everybody know. It's up to my manager, you know, and my promoter. You know, I'm ready for the big shot.
Everybody practically. We now negotiate, and our promoter with us, Cedric Kushner, we negotiate 2 fights. 2 possibilities. One of them, Andre Galota and Kirk Johnson.
Well, let me ask you a question, though. I'm listening to you. Why, in particular, you seem to want to fight Galata? What's there about Galata that you like and want to get in the ring with? Is it a personal thing?
No, it's not personal thing, but you know.
Not a Russian-Polish thing?
No, not at all. No, he's a good fighter, you know, and I think this is my next level. I want to take it, you know.
All right. And, Steve, you seem to be a little apprehensive about not really crazy? You don't think there's much to gain in fighting Kirk Johnson?
No, we are ready for Kirk Johnson. Gonna take that fight and fight him anytime. But we'll see if they agree to fight us. We're ready because WBA verbally approved that like elimination fight for interim mandatory.
All right, so the winner of that fight would therefore be the mandatory for the heavyweight championship of the world WBA version.
So that's like a shortcut for you if you beat Kirk Johnson, or once you beat Galata, who's in line for title shots, you will be the next man in line for the title shot.
That's it. Leave in the game.
So the shortcut.
Yeah.
Smart.
All right, well, very impressive win. You know, I'm sure right now you're going to go back, take a little time off, and then let the management team figure out what's next. But very impressive and a big knockout win. Good win, Oleg. Take care, gentlemen. All right, once again, taking a look at action from the end of the fight. Jeff Wooden dropped the second, well, what I think is, there's the second knockdown of the fight coming in round number 3. And the end of the fight, Wooden laying on the ropes. Referee Jerry Armstrong taking a good look, not allowing Wooden to take any more unnecessary punishment. Jumps in and punctuates the 3rd round TKO win for Oleg Maskaev.
Results. Meanwhile, tail of the tape for Corey.